Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and for the 30-second review, I'm going to be taking a look at a Sega 32X game, no pun intended, and it's the game Metalhead, which is released in 1995 and was developed and published by Sega themselves. And this is a first-person shooter where you are in a mech, or what the game calls the mechs, Metalheads. So does that mean you get to be running around as Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden and start shooting the shit out of people? Sadly, no, but however, that would be pretty fucking awesome if that were the case. But for now, here is the story. So it's been 5 years since the World Federation has been established, and then some terrorists start attacking the nation, but suddenly the Federation police made a mech, or what I already just told you before, a metalhead. So now you pretty much just have to stop the terrorists from taking over the nation. And that's it. So as you can tell, this game is not really story oriented, which is fine. But at least it's something, not something I really give a shit about, but I mean at least it's better than just being like, you were using Mr. Doohickey who has to do something, because something, and then after that when you do something, that also brings us to another something. And that, my friends, is the adventures of Doohickey. But anyways, let's get back on track here. So yeah, the story from Metalhead isn't really anything much, but anyways, let's focus on the gameplay. Now, as I said before, this is a first-person shooter, but all the levels are broken down to missions. Examples of some have to be destroying everything on the field, trying to look for a specific enemy, and there's even a mission where you have to take a picture of a base. So there is somewhat of variety here, somewhat. But you can change your weapons, or you can upgrade them, or you can just upgrade like your armor and your speed and whatnot, which is actually pretty helpful. But when you think about it though, this game is sort of like an arcade-ish type of game, since there's not very many modes within the game. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just one of those things you just gotta keep in mind. Because this game can get pretty repetitive pretty fast, I find. But anyways, that's all I have to say about the gameplay. Now as for the controls, and I'd say they're pretty good, they're really easy to get used to, and I don't have any problems with them at all. However, there is one thing that is pretty weird, is that you can go into a third-person mode, and in this mode it's like really hard to move around and start shooting things, but it just looks kinda cool, but you know, you don't really want to use it that much. But other than that, I find the controls are pretty good. Now as for the graphics in this game, they haven't really aged well, but you gotta admit one thing, is that it did look pretty impressive for its time. Considering that polygons around this time were supposed to be like the new revolutionary thing for 3D, but I have to give them credit that the colors do look kinda nice. But one other thing that I don't really like is that the level design is pretty bland and boring though. In fact, a lot of it looks almost the same. But there is one thing that does make me laugh, and that is that apparently there is some guy who keeps on like spray painting "Hi Mom" all over the place. And I don't know why he does this though, but I take it that he's either lost or that's just something that he just does. But anyways, that's enough of that. So overall, the graphics are kinda in between. Now as for the music in this game, I think it's actually pretty good. But unfortunately there's no like actual like heavy metal music in the game. But however, the music in the game itself is actually not too bad actually. Although it is not really memorable, it's at least pretty cool sounding, especially for a game like this, so it's at least suiting. So overall, the music is actually pretty good. Now if you want to buy this game, it would cost around either to $7 to $15. About average anyway. Although I've never seen this game in stores before, but that's just from what I've checked from eBay prices. But either way, the game's not too expensive and it's pretty affordable. It's just one of those games I just don't see around my area often. Now before I go on to the scores, there's something else I have to mention, and that is the voice acting. Yes, there's actually voice acting in this game. And all I have to say is that, yeah, it's cheesy, and that's to be suspected, considering the fact that it is like an older game. But I will give them credit that the voices are at least clear, but there is something else I do find funny. I'll just show you a clip right here.
Your first mission. Destroy all enemy mechs in the city near the border. Remember to take them all out.
Oh god, that makes me laugh right there. Like, just look at the guy's lip movement. Like, doesn't that just look like the funniest shit you ever seen? Now imagine if we actually talked like that. Your mission here is to blow up all those enemies over there, just blow the motherfucking shit out of them. So then now you will get to bet your paycheck, okay? So, yeah, so that's it. And okay, yeah, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but seriously though, that really made me fucking laugh the first time I played this. Now, if I had to rate this game, I'd have to give it a 5 out of 10. It's not good, but it's not bad either. It's mainly for the fact that the game gets really repetitive and boring quite easily. But it is pretty amusement for a little bit though. And I'm not judging it just because I know that the game hasn't aged well. But I'm sure if people that actually grew up owning a Sega 32X with this game, I think they may have some nostalgia for the game though. But as for someone like myself, I wouldn't say it's a horrible game at all. In fact, there's actually a lot worse games out there. But I would consider this to be at least like a good time killer for a little bit though. But I will at least say that the game is okay. Now that's all I have to say, so it's a pretty short video this time, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and commenting.